Can you tell the difference between these two images? Because the developers for Solo Leveling Arise Overdrive must not. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the couch, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Welcome back to the couch. Here, I'm gonna be talking a little bit about a game called Solo Leveling Arise Overdrive, if you haven't heard of it. Recently played through a lot of it on stream, and I've had a lot of issues. But finally, after seeing enough directly contradictory statements online, I finally decided to do some testing of myself. Because as you can see from these images behind me, there are 5 different stats you can put points into as you level up: strength, vitality, agility, intelligence, and perception. They're supposed to do stuff in this game, but I couldn't figure out if they actually were doing anything. So let's see, where is, so over there we've got, that's Kasuka's Venom Fang 4. It's a knife in the game, and see there it has an A in agility, B in perception, C in strength, which is, one would assume it's damage scalings. As you can see though, it's kind of highlighting right there. It's like it's showing the scale below it. So you maybe that's not actually damage scalings on it. I don't know. I did some testing though. So also, not only do some of the weapons say they do things though, this is the description for agility, the stat. And here you can see that's, in this, it's level 100 and I'm adding another 100 levels. So you can see that it says agility increases your critical hit rate, critical hit damage, and the amount of time you have to activate extreme evasion. And then you can see that I'm adding 100 points, and it's supposed to add +7 to the critical hit rate, add 264 to the critical hit damage, and then add 10% to the extreme evasion timing window. So agility, I believe, based on the menus, is supposed to increase my damage with Kasuka's Venom Fang, with the skills it can use, and it's supposed to increase the amount of crits that I can do and the amount of damage I deal. But I wanted to go test this out. So what I did is I got together a build that had that 200 agility, which is 40 levels of stats, by the way. My character is level 56, I believe. And I put 40 levels of agility into one. But so those are the these pictures are the 2 things I ran. It's these 2. These are the 2 stat allocations for the 2 runs that I did. One is 1 in everything, one is 200. That's 40 levels worth. So I did 2 runs, but we're gonna play a fun little game here. Can you, the viewer, figure out which one of these sides is which? You'd think that should be pretty easy, right? It might be more difficult than you expect. Okay, so here we go. Here are the first 2 images. Can you tell which is which? The reason I took these screenshots from the runs, I have other recordings of the runs I did. If people want to see those, I can upload those separately. I couldn't figure out a way to fit them in here because they're a little long and boring. But these pictures I screenshotted mostly because of the crits. So right here we can see there's a 100 crit and a 105 crit. Immediately, based on the description of agility, you'd think there'd be a little bit more difference there, right? I don't know, it's kind of close. And then on this next image here this is the skill of Kasuka's Venom Fang. It's called Villainous Sneak Attack, where it goes behind the and the enemy does damage. For the runs I did, I used only the basic attack on the Ray the Lizard enemies, and that's what you can see in this picture here, is I'm just hitting them with basic attacks. But for the boss, I started using the skill and some of the QTEs. But one of the thing I love is, so I swear to God, these are different builds, and I can upload the footage if you want, the raw, you can see that I'm playing two different builds. But look, the 138, the white number here, is exactly the same in both. And I think if I'm remembering correctly, these if you add up all the numbers on both of these, they add up to somewhere between like 800 and like 1,000, I think, around. Although the one on the left did get a crit. Is that because it had higher agility and maybe crit? I don't know. But they did roughly the same amount of damage. And then next up we have Shadow Step. So Shadow Step is a QTE, which actually, oh, second, I think that one might be a little behind. And there we go. I was like, that number is not quite right. Shadow Step is a QTE, so when you get a perfect dodge in this solo leveling game, you can execute Shadow Step, which is like this, you go behind him and stab him in the back. And I think both of them, they add up to somewhere around like 4K, I think 4.3 or something ish. I could do the math right now, but I kind of can't be bothered. Anyway, they're pretty close. They're pretty close. And this is 40 levels of stats worth difference. And this ability is supposed to scale with agility, but basically the same amount of damage. Okay, and so then, and both of these pictures groups these are the same runs. So like the thing on the left is 1 and the one above me is 1. And then here we have the finishing times for these runs. I should mention, on this one here, I did screw up noticeably on the boss. I missed a big deflect. So this one being a little slower is probably mostly me. But as you can see, they're, like within 5 seconds. And if you're also curious, so I was running, this is the level Blue Lizard from chapter 3. I was running it at level 17. I was just using the Cossacus Venom Fang and nothing else was equipped. So there's no gear, nothing else. And that's in the video, but I didn't go and grab that screenshot. And I have the numbers for just the monster portion of the first part of the run. So the one on the left side of the screen took 1 minute and 51 seconds to get to the boss, and the one above me here took 1 minute and 53 seconds to get to the boss. So like, again, they're within 2 seconds of each other. Like that's really close. That's really close. And like, again, right, there's supposed to be a difference here. Oh, that's totally hidden behind there now. Like, agility is supposed to increase crit rate and hit damage. But it didn't. But so, does anyone think they have a guess? Honestly, I debated on how to start this video, whether or not I was gonna like how to get a hook. And I was thinking of using any of these images and being like, can you tell the difference? And visually they're all a little different, but like there is not, they're basically the same thing. But I promise you, these were different builds. Okay, so I got drum roll. Let's see if you're right. Oh, you may never know. It's behind the images. Ta-da! The one on the left side was 1 agility, and the one behind me, as you can see right here, is 200 agility. Wow! Was anyone right? Let me know in the comments. Or maybe I should have said you should have put your answer in the comments below. I don't know. Anytime anyone does that, I just assume everyone's cheating anyway. But yeah. So I have the footage if you want to see it. It's honestly pretty boring. But if you, some of the runs were, I messed up on like both of them, and I think time isn't like a great metric because like the speed at which you go through the portal, and like I could screw with the times, if I wanted to, but so that's why I have a lot of the, like the damage numbers and pictures and things here. But if anyone wants to see that, let me know. I don't want to be that guy. I would love to uplift games rather than bring them down, but I genuinely don't know whether or not the developers screwed up and stats are just turned off, or if they intended to not have this mean anything. This is 40 levels of agility. It does nothing. It does nothing. Or at least if it does, it makes me worse, is what the evidence is showing. I did consistently, like, I mean, that crit is 105 versus 100, but it's crazy. But if anyone has any, like, evidence to the contrary, comments, concerns, if people want to see that footage, maybe I'll put it up. But I just needed to say something because this is crazy. This is crazy. This is bad. I don't know if they're aware or if I'm playing a version that's broken. Some people seem to say that scaling works, but I don't remember. I mean, I didn't test the dodging window thing. That maybe that works. I don't know. If anyone thinks there's anything else I could test with agility, let me know. Maybe I'm missing something, but I can't find it doing anything. So that's really unfortunate that your skills, your scalings don't matter at all. So that's cool. Thank you for watching. I hope no one accidentally gets this game. I'm still trying to figure out if there's a game in here or if anything makes you stronger. Let me know. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and aren't playing this.